Hi there. So I've got my DNA results through. So I've got the report in front of me. So I'm just going to go through it um, as briefly as I can because it's quite detailed. I'll just go through as much as I understand because there's quite a lot of it that I'm not quite sure about. So I'm just going to scroll through and show you what's what. Okay, so to start with, let's just scroll down. Lots of pictures. Right, so the report is going to show basically what nutrients I need to increase and what nutrients I need to decrease. So the green arrows obviously increase and the red arrows to decrease. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is go on to the heart. So if you have a predisposition to heart disease, this will show up in here. Mine's not too bad, but just some of the nutrients that I need to supplement. What's the word? Nutrients that I need to actually decrease there. So that's not too bad. Blood is diabetes, as far as I know, not diabetes. I can't remember, to be honest, what that relates to. Vitamin B2 looks fine. My blood pressure. So if I want to keep my blood pressure normal, just need to reduce alcohol, saturated fat, sodium slightly. Now, oxidative stress, I've got quite a lot of arrows in there. So these are all the nutrients that I need to increase and massively decrease fructose and sugar and caffeine as well. So going by, you know, some of these will show quite a lot of different arrows and some not so much, but what it does at the end is it kind of summarizes and weighs up which arrows need to be increased, which decreased, and it kind of does a summary for you, but I'll show you that at the end. Metabolism, this is for diabetes, so if you've got any predisposition to diabetes. Now brain has come up quite high for me. This is supposed to be related to Alzheimer's, so I'm more at risk of having Alzheimer's. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it, but if I look after myself and decrease the red arrows and increase the green arrows, then I'm less likely to have it in the future. Okay. Then we've got heavy metal detoxification, is how well your body detoxifies heavy metals. Bones is related to osteoporosis. So I've got quite a few arrows to decrease on there. Joints, not too bad. Now the next two are for gluten intolerance and milk lactose intolerance. Now these only come up if you've actually told them that you have an actual gluten intolerance or lactose intolerance already. I don't have any eye problems. I can just everything looks normal there. Okay, now so this is the summary. So basically what this will tell me is going on all the different systems, what I need to increase. So I've got a big fat arrow for beta carotene, big fat arrow for vitamin A, vitamin B6, B12, vitamin C, D3, E, manganese. So I need to massively reduce my salt. Increase my selenium, zinc, lutein and lycopene. Okay, oh, there's more. Omega-3, DHA and EPA, which are all included in the omega-3. as far as I know. So they're also part of the oils. Saturated fat, fructose, and sugar I need to be aware of. So I'm not a big fruit eater anyway, so that's not so much of a problem for me. Sugar again, alcohol, not too bad, but decrease it somewhat. And then you've got coffee. So although I have a decrease in caffeine somewhere, there it is, just a small arrow there, I can have coffee. So as long as I have a good quality coffee, then that's fine. Or decaf coffee, that's what I should have said. So this is a like explanation of what all these things mean. Excuse me. So we are now going on to the green apples and red apples. So this is when I go to the food table, the green apples are the foods that excuse me, the foods that I should be eating that are really good for me, and the red apples are the ones that I kind of need to avoid if possible, because they're not particularly healthy. Okay, onto the detoxification, whether I'm good at detoxifying soot and ashes and smoke, which I'm fairly sort of in the middle. Same with heavy metals and pesticides. So this one is showing that my oxidative stress is increased, and I need to have more antioxidants in my diet. So that's just always, I should always have more antioxidants. And it also says that I can process coenzyme Q10. So some people it doesn't work for them, and some people it does. But for me, I can definitely take that supplement. And I need to increase my selenium quite a lot. Okay, so I have a normal risk of alcohol dependency. The effect of coffee on breast cancer will make no difference. Then that's the oxidative stress. Again, that's replicated from before. Some more words. This goes on to your muscle fiber. So it's basically saying that my muscle fibers are coming back, that I should do endurance training. So I'm all the way over in the endurance training. But also my other type, muscle fiber type, is power. So I've kind of got both. So I'm actually mixed. So I can do a bit of both. Then you've got your oxygen, VO2 max oxygen uptake, which for me is not that good. And then oxidative stress, that's repeated from before. And this is how at risk I am to injury. Okay, and there's lots of explanation of like what you can do to prevent injuries and your recovery time personal to you. Okay, so this is recommended on how much what I should be eating. So this is if I was doing like competitions or any kind of exercise, particularly if you want to perform really well, then this is kind of what you should be, what percentage of food you should be having. Okay, on to the next bit. I say there's lots to read. So this is telling me what products are recommended for me personally. So the Biome DT, the Biome Shake, Pro RG Flex, probably not worth me taking. I don't particularly need it. Mystify, yes, that's got loads of antioxidants in, so definitely that. Vitalife, omega-3 I definitely need. And there's an explanation of all the products that we've got. Then we are coming on to the food list. Now, some of this is to be expected, and some of it is quite tragic, to be honest. So certain things that you think, you know, you've been eating all your life and are not actually that good for you. So there aren't any breads that are good for me, not surprising there. There's the odd few bits. I think I can have bulgur wheat and peeled oats. Then we've got no sugars. Now the green areas, so if I was training or doing some sort of competition, I can actually have these when on training. So if they're not great for me normally, but they're okay during training. So no sugars. Now we've just got chickens, as some of you might know, and apparently chicken eggs aren't that great for me. So, you know, probably not a good idea for me to have them every day, but I still will be having them, obviously. So these are all baked foods. Fruits, as I say, it said I wasn't very good with fructose, so a lot of these fruits are saying no. Apart from berries, so I can have berries, various berries. Vegetables I seem to be okay with. There is the odd one, like garlic isn't good. And cucumber's not so good either. And then we've got mushrooms, which is just as well, because I eat loads of mushrooms. You've got spices and seasonings, nuts and seeds. So I eat a lot of sunflower seeds, and apparently they are not great at all for me. Certain nuts are okay. Flax seeds are not great for me, and pumpkin seeds. These are various meals that are all put together. Chickens look so cute right now. Okay, let's go down to the next section. So yeah, milk products. This is I think this is suggesting that I have a predisposition to lactose intolerance, although I've never really had a problem with milk or cheese products or anything. Although there's so many red apples, it's not recommending a single cheese for me, apart from 10% hard cheese, and that's it. That's the only one I can have. I don't eat a lot of cheese anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. Hazelnut milk's okay, and almond milk, which is just as well because I have almond milk. Okay, lots of fish. I'm okay with all fish. Not so good. Oh, foie gras I can have, which I refuse to eat. Not so good with any meat at all. I don't think it's given me any, apart from offal. I can have some offal. Oh, and chicken breast, but I'm not eating my chickens. So, I'm not actually sure whether I'm going to go off eating chickens now that I've got chickens, but we'll see. So yeah, liver. I have loads of liver, yum. Certain oils I can have, not really the ones I've been having, like the coconut oil, so I can't really have that. Luckily, rapeseed oil is good, and olive oil, which I do use a lot. Alcohol-wise, it is surprising. I can have red or white wine, and I do like a glass of white wine, so that's good. Unfortunately, not my beer, which is sad, but you know. There you go. So lots of more information on your genes down the bottom here, so I can look those up if I want to sort of dig a bit deeper. So basically, the report is anything that you're predisposition to, as I say, doesn't have to come into fruition. It's just, if you don't eat the right things, it could suddenly spark off at any time if you're not looking after yourself. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. You know, what you do at the end of the day is up to you, but at least you know what is good, exactly what is good for you. So this isn't like a food intolerance, what's happening to your body now. This is genetically, you know, it's your genes, so it's there. That's a given. This is what it is. Okay, so yeah, if you've got any questions at all about the DNA test, just get in touch, and see you next time.